Penny and I are stand-up comedians, and we are on tour. And this week, I am in Minneapolis. I believe it's tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm in Chicago. Get tickets now at EstherOnIce.com.
Hello, my people. I am so sorry I had to cancel these past few weekends. I am now back on the road. You can see me next in Omaha at the Funny Bone, May 20th through 21st. St. Louis, Missouri, June 3rd and 4th. Houston, Texas, June 10th through 12th. Burbank, in town, Flappers Comedy, June 18th. West Nyack in New York. Then you can look up other dates. I'll be in Austin, Texas, Springfield, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Tempe, Arizona, Colusa, California, a bunch of other places. Please look that up on AnnieLetterman.com/shows.
What's going on? There's medical news I don't know.
There's medical news. I tried to keep it away from Nurse Khalyla as long as I could.
Well, it was a combo situation.
Okay.
What is going on?
I would just say there's two things battling inside me that cannot go together. Okay. One is just the worst constipation I've ever had in my life since I started taking the hormones. It's just been since I started doing the egg freezing stuff, just severe constipation. Now, when you're constipated, what do? You push, right?
Yeah.
However, I found out after 8 hours in the emergency room that in the place of where the eggs are now cysts. And I ruptured a cyst pushing. I fell off the toilet. I was pushing on the toilet. Okay. I was squeezing on the toilet the other day. I was about to leave for San Jose.
Was there an ego death?
There was an ego death, and then there were several in the emergency room when you hear who I was put next to. It was wild what happened. Okay, so I didn't know what it was, but all of a sudden I'm trying to take a shit, and then I just severe pain in my lower stomach, sweating. My eyes went crossed. I started to fall off the toilet. Like I almost fucking Elvis.
Very Elvis.
I almost Elvised, of course.
Jealous.
Smaller tits. A little fat, like 5 pounds lighter and smaller tits.
Bigger ass.
Huger ass. Better career. And and then I was just in so much, I didn't know what to do. I've never felt this way. It was just like my whole body felt like it had gone to sleep, like those sort of tingles. It was just very, very weird. And so I was looking it up in excruciating pain. Todd kept trying to like straighten my legs and everything hurt. I just was like, I'm supposed to go on an airplane in 2 hours. So by the way, also I just gotten a spray tan because I was about to do my promo for my Florida weekend and I was going to do a whole spray tan thing.
I was about to say your tan looks really nice today.
Can I just tell you, the last time you got the best spray tan, you got COVID.
Every time I get a spray tan, I'm hospitaled up. Being in a hospital bed in a spray tan is so funny. They're like, ma'am, you're excreting some sort of. I'm like, don't worry, it's still not diarrhea. But so Todd's like, we have to go to the hospital because that was like there was nothing to do. So we go to the hospital, and it takes forever. I'm like about to pass out. They put like the EKG things on me. They're like testing my heart and stuff.
Ugh,
I'm like, if this ends up being but how embarrassing would it be if I just was constipated and it was just from having to take a shit?
You don't think that's happened to me? I've had MRIs where they're like, it's
just
gas.
a fart.
Yeah.
I was like, if this ends up just being that I have to take a shit, I'm fucking done.
I remember that 6 years ago, however long you got, I think a CAT scan or something like that.
I got a CAT scan, yeah. And they were like, yeah, you just are filled with gas. And it was because of a really big dinner I had with Benji. At like,
I don't want to say it, but Benji's always.
I know.
Benji's not benign. Let's just say that, okay? Benji's at the root of it all.
It was so embarrassing. Okay, keep going.
So did they give you then when you ruptured your cyst? They gave you more morphine.
They gave me morphine.
Oh my god, that's going to cause.
Which sort of helped the pain because it wasn't that type of pain.
Yeah, but it's not going to help your constipation.
No. So now I'm in a hell that I don't even. Josh Potter, so I told you, I think last week that I took Josh Potter the day after I got my eggs out. I took him to the hospital. We were just like passing the baton because he was getting a giant cyst removed from his back. So he's constipated. He's like, Annie, I was on the toilet. Took my first shit since the thing and I was crying. I was like, am I your match? Because I also wept on a toilet today too, sir. It's just so, okay, so.
Wait, side note, because I feel like people either tend to run towards constipation or towards diarrhea, and I feel like you're typically more a diarrhea person, and I always say
that's the sweetest thing.
I always
Esther,
say
I almost want to kiss your mouth.
I'm so jealous of the diarrhea people because being bloated is so terrible.
I don't take pain pills. Like doctors never need to worry about me abusing any sort of pain pills.
But now that you felt constipation, do you think, what do you prefer?
I'm like so flattered. You think I've had IBS, which is both. I mean, my whole life.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was constipated. Remember, my parents used to yank me out of the closet.
I'd also like to add the unfortunate thing about being a diarrhea girl is that one would think it would make you skinny, but because of all the inflammation that's happening in my gut because of my colitis, I have diarrhea, but I'm still bloated.
You're bloated.
It's like
all,
there's
like,
no real,
inflamed.
it's inflamed.
Oh, that's cruel.
And my
It is like
joints
so
hurt.
unfair to brag about being a diarrhea person in front of us right when we just were
But a
saying
bloated diarrhea person with joint pain.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's never just, when I get like a colitis flare up, it's never just this. It's the
Khalyla
fatigue.
flare-up.
Yeah, the colitis. It's the joint pain. My hips hurt real bad. It's like a whole thing. But get back to your lack of poo.
Okay, just dying in the, okay, they put me, it took a while to get a bed. So it's just like totally overwhelmed. I was at Cedar Sinai in Venice. I don't know if it's Venice or Marina Del Rey or something, but so I went there and I finally got a bed next to one of the crazier people that has ever existed on the earth. And it was also right by the exit. So everyone was going in and out. So this guy kept waking up from his nap like every 2 minutes where I'm like, can you guys fucking knock this guy the fuck out? And he was like, there's a urethra in somebody put a camera in my urethra and all this stuff where I'm like, I'm about to put my fist in your urethra. Shut the fuck up. He's talking about his dick camera, just being so crazy. I'm just like looking at the nurses like, you are actual heroes. Like to put up with like, and they're all so calm. This is like the craziest person.
They've heard it all.
But I'm like, I call the cops on these people. If these people show up at my shows, they're done.
If you were a nurse, you'd call the police.
I would be on the
patient.
police. They would be. But then there was a guy outside that hit a woman. There was like the firefighters had him outside, and then he was getting arrested for hitting a woman. There was a woman and her like rocking autistic kid. I don't know what was going on there. Then there was a gurney came in. They go, it's like because there's the emergency room. A gurney comes in and I'm just watching someone pass away. I mean, I just watched someone die.
No.
They put up like a barrier thing, but it was not. It covered this much and the body was this long and I watched it die. I go, oh, okay. It was alive on this part. I got a time off and then it was dead on this part.
What? Oh,
Yes. And then they go,
is that true?
I swear on my life. And then they go, can they over the loudspeakers? Can someone get gurney or can someone get bed 1 to the morgue? I was bed 4. I'm like, where's bed 1? So 2 people died. I was like, would you assume? I guess, but what are these people's lives? Why did you almost do this? It was so crazy. So then I had to get like a CT scan.
They call over the loudspeaker.
Yes,
Someone has to go to the morgue.
Because it's nothing to them. It's nothing to them. This is their lives.
My best friends are ER nurses.
It's crazy. Also, very
I thought
few
you were
white
going to
people.
say my best friends are in the morgue.
Some of them might papa.
In bed.
My papa. No, but you know the horrible thing about having friends in the medical field, it's not an upside because they've seen it all. So when
they
I'm
don't
like,
give a
hey,
shit.
I have this like weird mole, they're like, Khalyla, shut up.
Yeah.
Because they're in the ER all day. They're getting really, really extreme cases, right? And so when I tell them like my little ailments, they're just not listening.
Do you ever tell them our ailments?
Just to get a rise out of them, get a little giggle.
But did you ever tell them about Esther's neck muscles?
Wait, so Annie, so they gave you morphine.
So this
you
whole
couldn't
time,
poop.
and then finally my egg doctor was able to get back because he was in surgeries all day or whatever. And so he gets back to me and goes, oh yeah, you probably ruptured a cyst. I'm like, I ruptured a cyst. And then he was like, yeah, all of those are cysts. So now, I mean, I'm constipated and the scaredest to push. So now I have 23 cysts left.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's a fact. Like when you get your eggs out, it becomes a cyst?
I am learning as we go. I know as much as you. I have no fucking clue. And so, but the whole thing was crazy. Josh is like FaceTiming me. He's all fucked up. I'm like all fucked up. The guy's screaming in the background. They let Todd in, thank God. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Oh, when they were taking me to get the x-rays and everything and the ultrasound. Oh, and I test pregnant. You test pregnant.
Oh.
So then they're like, ma'am, you're pregnant. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I'm just privileged.
fertile,
I'm privileged. And I got a trigger shot that made me seem pregnant. And so the guy pushing me was a Schultz fan. And he's like, because I was trying to get in a room. I was like, I'm a comedian. You guys, it didn't work.
Yeah.
I was like, are you guys, do you want to hear a joke? No? Okay. But the guy pushed me. He's like, yeah, I love Andrew Schultz. And then he started telling me, I don't know how he got up, but he was like, I cheated on all my tests in school. I'm like, you're my nurse.
Oh, wait.
You're my nurse.
Oh, I probably shouldn't out an entire nurse. But look, I cheated
Yes.
most of, I won't say nursing, but most of my other, like by the time I got to physics 3,
Yeah.
do you not think I was fully cheating? Fuck yeah, I was.
Listen, in college, they gave me, because I have ADD, they gave me like, you could go to the Center for Academic Excellence was like where you would go take your tests. You didn't have to take your tests in class.
What?
So I would just be in a room just cheating on a test. And then my SATs at my high school, I was allowed to have them untimed. And they just left me in a room.
Yeah.
And I just, like, I didn't cheat because there were no phones or anything then. Sorry, not as young as you think I am. It's the spray tan. But I didn't have, I had a flip phone, a beeper at that point. So I couldn't cheat, but I did just take naps and stuff. I just slept.
I love that. I think that I got some of that treatment when I broke a finger. So I was in a cast for a while. And I remember taking a higher, I hated physics. I just hated physics. I was taking a higher physics class. Not
Was
for
it inside
nursing. This is
someone
when
when
I still wanted to become a doctor, you guys.
You wanted to become a doctor?
Yeah, it was my first dream.
Khalyla, let's do it. Let's send you to
That's what
medical
Dr.
Oh, I
Drew
thought you were like,
said.
let's have sex.
Dr.
You
Drew-
want to be a doctor? I'll let you dress up like a doctor, and I'll obviously be the patient because look at my sickly body.
That's just one of the sweeter things Dr. Drew said to me. He's like, I really think you should pursue that. I think you have the brain for that.
You
I'm like,
do.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. It never happened.
I know.
But
Why are you
here's what
wasting your
happened.
life on these podcasts, you loser? With us, we couldn't be doctors.
Sadly,
There's no
one's ever
option.
said that to us.
I said you should be anything other than what I'm doing. Except you should be not here. I literally had my teachers in
You
college-
should go.
No, my teachers were like, you should do stand up or something. Get out of here. Because I was always I thought it was funny to disrupt a class. And they're like, ooh, people are trying to learn. They paid for this. It was college. Did you ever cheat in high school?
My whole strategy in high school was like, I feel like I realized I'm not going to be a straight A student. That takes too much effort. I was like, I'm going to put in the least amount of work where I can still get a decent grade. So I was like,
What's
a
decent?
B. I was
Okay.
like, I'm going to get easy Bs was kind of my strategy.
That's
I
not-
always thought I'd get easy B's and it never happened. Now,
Kind
wait.
of wish I would have gotten a C.
Now, your parents would not have cared if you were a straight A student, right? Would it have not
No,
moved?
there
then
was
why?
no
There's
emphasis
no
on
reason. Yeah.
education.
They don't
no,
give a shit. Yeah.
No. Wait, what were you saying? I feel like
I forgot, but
Okay.
the
That
rule
you were
in
a
my
good
house
teacher?
is like B- and up for jewels.
an up.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh.
it's too much money at stake. It's
See, you're-
expensive
see
to go
you're
to college.
slacking off. Like, see, you're slacking off.
Yeah, B-
like
is good. I
everything
like
you're
that.
just
C,
sort of
it's
like-
like you're either your attendance is bad, like just try a little bit. I don't need A+, but I was pushed. I was A+ student up into most of my life, and as soon as I had a little bit of freedom, I became a straight F student.
Really?
Yeah, because you just get so tired of being pushed and the expectation.
Yeah.
You're just so burnt out of being a young prodigy.
But also, like, they expected excellence from you. So maybe the way
Yeah.
you got attention was to not be excellent.
Yeah, I think that I felt like an old person by the time I was like 15. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm tired. Can I just sleep?
Yeah.
I remember thinking when I turn 18 and I have some autonomy, I'm just gonna sleep all day.
You should have gone
I'm
to my high
just
school.
tired.
They let us, we could take naps. You could leave school.
I
You could
should
leave class. And be
have.
like,
Your high school?
well, because they wanted to fuck us.
preschool.
They were like, oh, get them in bed. Take a nap, little
Good
kids.
night.
Come on, sleep. Stay on pillows instead of chairs. These are to fuck you on. In or on.
I offered to digitally disimpact
I know,
you.
Todd. I almost had Todd do it, but I will tell
Wait,
you,
what?
That is an option for you too, little one, on your hard constipation days.
I
would
almost, you got to learn to get constipated.
What
dairy.
would you do?
Were you a diarrhea girl?
No,
Digital.
I'm a
Do you- what do you think
constipation-
Oh, well
digital is?
then.
What?
What do you think digital means?
Like you're gonna put your finger
Yeah.
in your
My
ass
digits.
and swirl it around?
I needed it
Is
more
that-
than life.
Does it work?
Yeah, because a lot of people who are, for instance, like wheelchair bound or have lost the ability to, they've lost their like micturition, their reflexes to poo or pee.
Micturition sounds like the rib.
To poo or pee, they need assistance, right? And one of the ways to assist someone to poo is to digitally disimpact.
I would do that to either of you guys if that happened.
Would you? What about like? Should she squirt water up there? Like,
like
Well,
an enema.
I've worked some magic moves. I did have to cancel. I'm so sorry I had to cancel these weekends, you guys. I did not. My agent, it's funny. My agent said when I told him I was going to do the egg stuff, he goes, "You're not going to be able to perform."
how did he know?
And I was like, because he has other
Female comics.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I think I can do it. And it's just not the comfortable that the discomfort that I was told I was going to have does not work with traveling and doing stand up. It's not like if it was like spots at the Comedy Store, I'd probably be able to do it, but it's just, and hormonally, I think the hormones are like just leaving my body now. He said in the next couple days. So I'm feeling like good again.
Yeah. And it's also catch-22 because like everything that's happened, the ruptured cyst, and then having to take medication to deal with the ruptured cyst, and now they're not pooing. But so they gave you Colace, that didn't work.
Okay,
they
and
gave
Miralax.
You Miralax,
but then Miralax takes 3 days. This was not at 3 days. This was like I need like a fucking C-section. Like,
are you allowed to take supplements like magnesium?
I take magnesium every day.
I think I would up the magnesium.
Yeah, I take a lot. By the way, can I keep taking prenatal vitamins? They make me look so pretty.
They do.
I think everyone can take prenatals.
It's the folic
yeah, it's
acid.
a folic
It's
acid,
like,
so your baby doesn't get spina bifida.
Literally the most beautiful.
Is that right, Pete?
I have no idea.
That's so funny how confident she was that you would know that.
I for some reason think Pete is like the most like responsible dad. He would know all of this information.
Like, we look over Pete has spina bifida. We just never told you.
He's like, I have a tail, bitch. Haven't you seen I have a hairy tail?
I used to work with kids with spina bifida. Love my spina bifida kids. You guys are the best. I love those kitties. But anyway, kids with spina bifida. Okay, it's not spina bifida kids. Anyway.
I'm just thrown off that you used to have a pager.
You didn't get a pager?
No, and now I fucking want one, and
I'll get you a pager.
I was poor and I had a pager.
Can the three of us?
That's like goes with poor people. I feel like pagers were like every person has like very poor person.
I feel like can we bring pagers back? I feel like that's should be how we do all our business communication is on our pagers.
Oh God, another way for you guys to not respond to me. Oh, kill these
Wait,
bitches.
but only if we're speaking. Do you guys know how to write in numbers? Because I do. I'm a fucking whiz.
I just know 143.
That's Never got it.
Annie is 9 171713. That's Annie.
You are looking quite
this.
Asian right now. I'm not trying to be racist.
But you guys did not write full sentences on pagers?
And gorgeous.
Did you even have the Motorola?
You had one, Pete.
I didn't. I wanted one real bad. Never
Guys,
got it.
I don't want to brag, but I did have a pager, and it was baby blue jelly. This clear one. Yep.
Mine was green jelly, and it was a Motorola.
Because we didn't have girl colors.
Wait,
You had jelly
right.
ones?
What color would yours have been?
I think blue jelly sounds like me.
Yeah. Copying me?
Yeah.
Whatever I get, you got.
Yeah. If I were to get it the next day, yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I got an F in racquetball in college. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. I got an F in racquetball in college. I thought I was going to be able to just talk my way out of that one. And the lady was like, no, bitch. She's like, you didn't show up to any of the classes. I was like, my elbow hurt. She's like, fuck you.
I did the opposite. I got out of an entire elective course that was like PE in college. I'm like, who the fuck needs PE in college? But it was one of the final courses I had to take. But the first day I was like, look, if I do like 50 push-ups, do I need to come here every week? She was like, no, you look like you could. And I did 50 push-ups in front of her and I never had to show up again. I'm like, I'm fit. I work out at home. I don't need to be here for this.
I didn't know you could negotiate with the gym teacher.
You don't know. You can negotiate with all of them. My art teacher, my college art professor, it was my painting class. I did 3 paintings. Okay. I never went to class. I never went to the critiques. I did 3 paintings. One was the assignment was to do something in black and white, and I did a ice cube tray, and it was fucking good. Okay, it was very hard. I picked a hard object, so I impressed him with that. I did 2 self-portraits, and I did nothing else. But I was friends with the teacher. I used to babysit his kids and stuff, and he would come into my restaurant all the time. So we're like coming to the grade time. I realized like I always thought like, oh, I'll make it up at the end. And then it was the end. And then I was like, ugh, fuck. So I go in and I'm like, hey, can you just hook me up with like a B or an incomplete or something? Like just give me a B, just hook it up with a B. And he's like, Annie, you showed up to none of the things. You didn't show up to one critique. I cannot give you a B. And I go, I'm so sorry. When you show up to my restaurant and I give your family free food, did you earn the free food?
Oh my God.
Did you earn it or did I just hook you up with the food? And he goes, all right, I'll give you a B, don't tell anyone. He's my friend.
That did not work for me. So I took a whole year of OChem, organic chemistry, and like my second semester of OChem.
OChem sounds like something very different. Like your orgasm camera, like a webcam girl.
Well, I tried so hard. My professor, shout out to, his name was Professor Marlin. He was so good and so great, and he did his job excellently. But, I just I wasn't a very diligent student at this time. So I was kind of like half-assing the course. But we talked so much about MMA. He did jujitsu. And I
So
just
did my
thought that
teacher.
gave me points. And I was in my head, I was like, I don't need to try that hard in this class. I can't just synthesize these fucking things all day. And I really thought I had an in. And by the time the semester was over, I got a C+, and I felt super betrayed. But I really respect them for giving me that C+.
Come to, like, when you fuck up on so many classes, like, you come to really accept the C+.
I'm like,
You go, you know what? Thank you so much for that C+. Because you don't have to retake the class or anything.
Yeah.
I had one teacher, a teacher in college who it was my writing teacher. We had to take an object and write like a story about the object. I took this Polaroid about my grandfather, and I wrote this whole story about my grandfather's death, and which is so funny to like, I mean, no offense. I was just going to say like crying about your grandparents dying when people's parents are dead anyway. But I wrote this thing, and I never went to class after that. I would always do one really good thing. He used it as the example for all of his classes. He didn't tell me this till later. He gave me like a C-, and I think I didn't have to retake the class, but then he came into my restaurant, and I didn't own the restaurant. I just was very loud and drunk, so it felt like mine. But so he came in, and I was like, oh my God, you gave me a fucking C-. He goes, but I give your thing out as an example to all the kids. And I go, okay, not really the credit I was looking for, but thank you.
Dude, that's what my stepdad did to me. He gave me a fucking F.
He was your teacher?
He was my high school history teacher.
Your current stepdad?
Yeah, Roger. He
gave
gave me an
you
F.
Did you call him Roger? And he was like, I have to give you an F. You keep calling me Roger.
Yeah, he gave me an F.
Maybe it was for father.
Was he trying to get?
Oh, thank you.
He
Solving
loves
all of
you.
our childhood traumas.
But also, that's like,
Was he just like trying to get so that your mom would have to come get involved?
Make
and
her
they could
horny.
fuck?
well, I wish I hadn't told him. He hated procrastinators, and he hated that I was. The class for me was easy. I was getting like straight A's. His class I was getting A's, and he was just like, I told him, I was like, "Yep, did all of that last night." He knew that I had procrastinated, and it wasn't. He graded me not for what the criteria was but based on what he knew I could have done, but what I actually underdelivered. And he was like, "This is a lesson for you. You didn't try." He's like, "It looks great. It's possible, but it's not up to what I know."
oh my
you
God,
can
he's
do."
so one of your parents.
I'm
know,
like,
but
How
you're already.
your parent is
That's
that of
such
him?
good parenting.
I'm like, fuck, you're already my dad, I guess.
It's
but
advanced parenting.
I
No one would dare parent me on that level.
give you an F? No way.
Or like
You're
with
screaming.
a reason and a care behind it. I'm surprised to hear that in college you guys didn't go to class, because to me I'm like, college is so expensive. How I never missed class, and in fact, like, it wasn't until I started hating it and thinking it was so stupid when I was like, this costs money, I'm out of here, like I'm
Yeah.
quitting, because I was so focused on the cost of college.
I
No,
I got a full ride at first, so I didn't
Oh.
have to because I was an athlete. But when I got out of there, I went to community college, which was affordable.
you
So,
stupid bitch.
Yeah. And then community, and then back to Cal State Long Beach. But you're right. By the time I got to Cal State Long Beach nursing school, yeah, I made sure I didn't fail out of every class. You know?
I tried to do that, like where I broke it down by how much it cost per hour, because I thought maybe that would work to get me to go to class. But I just don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I think there's a word
School
for
just
that.
Wasn't
I have that. It's called demand avoidance. Is it demand avoidance? Can you pull that
oppositional
up?
defiant?
It's probably the same thing. It's when people tell me I have to do something where I'm like, oh, that's it. You're never going to get me
especially
to
in
do
art
that.
class and stuff like that used to always bother me, because I was like,
Demand
I like to be
avoidance
moved.
involves not being able to do certain things at certain times, either for yourself or others, and also refers to the things we do in order to avoid demands. It's actually one of a trait of people on the spectrum sometimes. It can be.
that makes sense. I kind of relate to that. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, if Dave is like, can you unload the dishwasher today? I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, bitch.
sometimes these girls you're friends with ignore you. They look at their phones. They forget they're at work. They don't care about you, and it gets to you. It hurts your feelings. So that's when you go to betterhelp.com/trashtuesday.
You guys, we've had pretty exhausting last couple months.
Yeah.
Mentally taxing.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
been a
you
lot.
say?
Yeah. And this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy because life can be overwhelming and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, attachment fatigue, and more. We all have that, by the way.
For me, it's a feeling of, am I living in reality? Is what's happening really happening? And this is why we usually think that burnout is solely associated with work. In our case, it is.
You guys, BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. By the way, including us, you can turn this off at any time if you don't want to see us. It's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Trash Tuesday listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Trash Tuesday. Annie, can you spell that?
BETTERHELP.
She did it. You guys, do you know how full that BetterHelp journal is for me? There's only so much I can write. That whole thing is like, I've used up every single character on that journal.
Written in blood. And that's betterhelp.com/Trash Tuesday.
Let's talk about Truebill. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't want or need or simply forgot about. And this beast over here has saved so much money using Truebill.
Spent it immediately.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Yes, on average, people save $720 a year from Truebill. That's a lot of money.
Guys, sign up for more things. This is pathetic.
It's because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, and Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts, and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap.
I didn't know I was subscribed to an insect finder app. I didn't know I was subscribed to an anime app that my young niece had.
Okay, I didn't know these things either, and I'm not
Mm.
okay with the fact that you had those.
I had a plant app where you like put it on like
The bad part of the plant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my plants have been dead for so long that I can't, like, there's nothing left to fix.
Truebill has over 2 million users and has helped save them over $100 million. We love Truebill here because we're not always on top of everything, so we need a little help.
You guys, don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/Trash Tuesday.
And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to. Go right now, truebill.com/Trash Tuesday. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/Trash Tuesday. Wait, I know we're going all over the place, but I'm dying to ask you something. You had Schaub on Tiger Belly yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please tell me
Wow, that's the first time we've heard his name on this podcast ever.
It
He's ever
literally
been brought
is.
up. Wow.
But can you tell us what happened?
I want to be like super like kind about this whole thing because I think it did take a lot for him to sit in front of us. I got to tell you, probably one of the most boring episodes we've ever done. Only because it's like there was hardly any laughs. It was so tense. It was very uncomfortable. And I wish that I was going in there thinking that he would just like take responsibility for everything. But there was one piece of information that I felt like I still have a big like mistrust for him. So we have a long way to go.
Really? Even after you had him on?
Yeah, and we talked about it on the show. I think like, you know, I don't have any ill feeling towards him anymore, but there's still a lot of mistrust. And only because, you know, he's still not willing to admit that what we said on the show ultimately led to the whole spectacle that became the Reddit accusation. He's saying those are two different occurrences. But I'm like, Schaub, the timing is very strange because it was only a couple days after our live show that the Reddit accusations came out and the slandering came out. So we're not there yet. I think that we have a long way to go before like we fully like have some type of, I don't know, like goodness between us. But I do respect that, you know, I appreciate that he had the balls to come on the show.
Okay, but can you tell me then like what did come out of it? Like what did he own up to?
I wish he had the balls to come on this show because
I
I
think-
still, after hearing him talk to everyone except me about it. I realized I did misinterpret it. And I watched did you watch The Fighter and the Kid?
I did not. I don't want
Well,
to.
I didn't realize he was being so bullied that he was afraid for his life, is what he was saying. And I guess when he asked me to walk to the truck, he wasn't wanting to do sexual favors. I'm so embarrassed by that, but he needed like an escort because he was scared that the haters were going to come for him. And I actually made a petition to not be mean on the internet anymore.
That says petition to no be mean.
And
You spelled not wrong.
I think we should no be mean on the internet. I have stickers. There's different colors you can use. No more mean on the internet, especially to these good guys, because they are just trying to fight for freedom of speech. And so if you say mean things about them, I'm going to make sure this gets to Elon Musk, and we're going to stop this right now.
Elon!
So if anybody wants to sign it, I've got different colored crayons and stickers you can choose from your favorite colors.
So sorry, but I have to ask. So I'm just curious. So they're scared?
Yes, it was because they were bullied that they were able to bully others.
Oh,
Because they were being bullied.
And
I misinterpreted it, and I am.
do I put licks
Listen,
on
I
there?
know it's going to take a while, but I hope you do forgive me, and I hope we can move on. I have
licks.
nothing for love but you, and yes, so I misinterpreted. It's very embarrassing. For me.
This is what I'll say.
Is that not the color you want?
no,
There's
I
many
want a
colors
different
to choose
color.
from.
I just want to.
I did ask him. I said, Brendan, I was like, you got to come on our show. Like, I think you've got to talk to Annie. And this is what he said. He's like, Khalyla, just please not this week.
I didn't know they were victims of this mean bullying online, and it was affecting them so much. And I'm so sorry to contribute to that. And that's why this petition will be sent to Elon Musk.
I am so sorry that this happened to them. That they were so scared that they had to commit a federal
I know
crime.
comedy's hard.
Did you just sign with a heart?
Yeah, I'm just sending love.
Pete,
to
did
the
you want to sign the
criminals?
petition? I think we
Sure.
should pass this on to the crew.
Oh, God.
No more bullying behind the scenes, you guys. Do you hear me? Khalyla, no more bullying behind the scenes. No more calling and threatening.
It's just, I will continue to tell stories. I have no interest in me tooing anyone. Nobody did anything wrong. I don't care if anyone hits on me. I really don't even care if anyone hits on me. That wasn't the point. I was making a point anonymously. If I wanted the clicks for it and the drama, I would have said the person's name. I still am not saying their name because this was not my intention at all. But I am allowed to tell a story that's interesting to me and I think is like relatable and
to any woman in a workplace.
Yes.
Well, here's what I'll say about
any
this.
guy or girl. And it's like if it's not true and you didn't read the comments, how would you know that it's you? And why did you say it's you?
What do you guys have to say about the fact that, like, the way I saw him and the way that, like, he comes off to me, he seems just genuinely broken by the internet. Like, this is somebody who is really, like, apparent. Like, I don't want to put out, like,
I don't buy it either because we all get shit, Khalyla. Literally,
know,
I read the comments
you
from
guys,
our last
he gets
episode.
bomb threats at his shows.
Bomb threat? Do you think they're gonna bomb? I have lists of men that aren't allowed at my show because they threaten to kill me all the time. Do you understand?
Also, like, people
This is
who
what goes with the show.
People who think that, like, oh, we got one over on everybody because we told this story. We're now being harassed. Everything I post online, I'm harassed about these, like, walk me to my truck.
And why they wouldn't want to fuck you?
By the way, if those people that we're talking about watch this show, nothing I say will be heard because I'm ugly to them.
Oh my God.
Here's what I will say, if my dog was behaving badly, I can see how someone would call me and be like, get your dog in line.
Right.
But you're not a dog.
Yeah.
I have said since the beginning, anyone talking to me about this offline, I never said this person's name. I'm never going to say their name. That was never my intention.
Right.
He can call me. I said that over and over again. He can call me. But instead, it had to be this whole thing.
Behind the scenes bullying and
behind
weird
the scenes, I did tell him that I think your best move here is to call Annie.
But I'm just going to say this. I'm taking the truck out of auto park. I'm putting it in neutral. I'm letting it slide down the hill. I'm done talking about it. It's all good.
But listen, guys, if we zoom out a little bit on everything, on our lives, like, this is a joke. This doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's an anonymous
No.
anecdote. It's
It
still
does
always just
not
nothing.
matter.
Yeah.
Like, and what I find interesting in all of this is that, you know, the players involved, the little game of telephone that has been, the people involved outside of the three of us, the people in between they're all having, this is high entertainment for them, including our friends and colleagues who are like, what's happening? Oh no, but he said this. All of them think this is a dumpster fire they cannot peel their eyes away from. So we have to see it as, you know, for me, it's felt like a lose-lose. Only because it's like everyone's just laughing at this whole spectacle. It turned into...
Seems like a win to me. That's what I go for is laughs. You tell jokes.
But it's like, it was, you know, and that's what I tried to convey to him, like as honestly as I could. It's like, Brendan, this was something so small. On January 25th, we had a giggly little girl talk. On January 26th, a phone call could have been made to say, that hurt my feelings. Can you guys not do that anymore? Instead, now there's possibly federal crimes. So to me, that's an absurdity that I cannot wrap my head around. And I'd like to officially say I am exiting this
Me too. I'm
fucking
out.
circus.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, we work in this field of people, most of them are clowns in Arrested Development. And maybe that's me too.
All
but
of us.
this clown is leaving the fucking circus. I'm out. It's not worth it, you guys. We have a great show. You know, we got it. We didn't mean to hurt anyone. Then we were told we were intentionally hurting someone.
When we never, there's...
Right. It's done. It's done.
And people's personal lives are not our business.
I don't
We
care.
We
I don't
keep
give a
saying
shit
that.
what you
We
do.
don't care. You guys do what you do.
It's been, I mean, it went to the top. Let's just say that. This whole situation,
An
this small
overreaction.
little podcast operation, 1 minute of little girl talk, you know, it just went all
I'm
the
a
way to
big
the
girl, bitch. I was doing big girl talk. Oh, Kyle, she's right here. Oh my God, that's so mean. She's the little goal. As Brendan Schaub would say, it's water under the rug.
But Brendan, it's your move. Well, just
We're done.
Come to the show.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to clarify for the audience that watched the Tiger Belly episode that Schaub said that he had like 300 pages of evidence against us, but then it was never shown to us or our production team, even though I had continued to ask for it, right? But at the end of the show, he was like, I will show you after the show. But I'm like, well, my audience is not going to know what we've seen. So I'm putting this information on Trash Tuesday instead. What we saw was a very zoomed in photo of HTML codes, numbers, no context on a paper. And you know when you encircle something on your phone with red, it just said the company's email. And then he showed me another page, all HTML code, no context, completely zoomed in. And it said Robert Lee, which is not even Bobby's like government name. And that
Isn't
was
that
the
a president?
Robert E. Lee.
It was Robert E.
General,
Lee.
General.
Oh my God, General E.
Yeah.
Lee. That's so, I can't believe he had government officials coming after him on Reddit.
So I know
That's
that
so fucked up.
I was supposed to update we were supposed to update the audience on Tiger Belly, but we forgot. But those are the two things that I saw. And I was like, Brendan, this is a joke. This is a Mickey Mouse. Like someone could have just sent you this. My mom could have just photoshopped this. So
Maybe it was your mom.
I'm
on
giving
Reddit.
him the
think it was
benefit.
her?
It probably was. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, however, and I am. His team is now working with my production because to me, when I saw it, I was like, I like with all due respect, Brendan, but this cannot be real. Like this is a joke. And he was like, well, so we're still working.
And don't be mean about it because we
Towards
did make
it.
a no mean.
I was not shown anything substantial or anything that would even match his accusation towards our company. So that's what I want to say out there. That's the truth. That is the truth I wanted to put up.
As someone who knows that Bobby doesn't know how to buy a computer, that checks out for me.
Bobby doesn't know how to check his email. Like he doesn't know how to even log on to his email.
I don't think he can text, barely.
Barely.
He better not be able to. You owe me a few.
Okay, let's jump.
Okay, I can't believe this, but all three of us take Nutrafol every day.
Yes, 4 pills a day, baby.
Every single day.
Like, we're all actually dedicated and agree on this one thing.
It's so good.
Isn't it amazing when something actually works?
It makes me so happy. There's extra little vitamins in there. I feel healthy. I'm excited.
All natural ingredients. And
yeah, there's no downsides.
Yeah, and they're not claiming to be an overnight fix. Just take the recommended dose every day. And I swear in a couple of months, guys, your baby hairs will be adult hairs.
My baby hairs are like in middle school, you guys. This is crazy.
They have women's formula and men's formula. I think all of our partners take it too.
Mm-hmm.
But like Khalyla said, healthier hair growth takes time, and you'll begin to experience thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months. Like she said, not an overnight fix. This is the real deal. We're in a lifelong committed relationship.
And it's not just the powerful ingredients also will bring your body back into balance. You may also notice improvements in your overall well-being, including more restful sleep, less stress, and better skin, nails, and libido, baby.
Yes, about the nails.
Oh yeah, you always say
about
that.
the nails. I have the weakest nails, you guys, but since Nutrafol, I've been able to get, gel manicures again. Not currently, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes your nails get really worn out by doing a lot of acrylics, girl stuff.
Definitely.
But with Nutrafol, it really helps me support that.
You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com/trash to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com/trash. This is our hair secret. It can be yours too. We love Magic Spoon. We all eat it. I don't even know what else to say. It's so good. It's like the greatest cheat code to life.
Yeah, I have a boyfriend who's so young and still a pig and can just eat all of the regular cereals. And now I don't have to feel left out and miserable. I get to eat a delicious, healthy alternative.
And one day he's going to have to turn to Magic Spoon too. You guys, I'm super sensitive to certain grains. I try to keep a very low grain, almost grain-free diet because I have digestive issues. And Magic Spoon is such a relief to have in the home because I love cereal. And why would I have to give that up why would I have to give the joys of cereal just because I have digestive issues?
I know. Before Magic Spoon, I feel like 10 years went by where I never got to just indulge in cereal because I felt too guilty or it didn't make me feel good. So the fact that now I have that option, like I go home, I see it in my kitchen. I'm like, if I get my cravings after my set tonight, I can have that and not feel like SHIT the next day.
And also my mom makes treats out of them.
I was just going to say that we should eat some of those. We should bring some of those in.
They're so good, you guys.
It's very important to note that they have 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. But the honey nut flavor has 1 gram of sugar. It's keto friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low carb. And we all have our favorite flavors. Mine is fruity, Annie's is cookies and cream.
I'm a classic frosted kind of girl.
We highly encourage you to build your own box, try all of our favorite flavors, and you guys can go to magicspoon.com/Tuesday to grab a custom bundle of cereal, and be sure to use our promo code Tuesday at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Why wouldn't you order? It's so good.
How many times have you returned an empty box?
Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Tuesday and use the code Tuesday to save $5 off.
Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. You got to admit, we're a good fit for you. We love you, and you love us.
We love you. We want to spoon you magically. Can I tell you how I helped my poop?
Oh, yes. So what was the final
I called
solution?
the doctor. I go, look, because he was like, just wait a couple days. I was like, I don't have a couple days. I was like, I am so sorry if this seems dramatic. I've had to cancel 2 weekends. I'm missing out on thousands of dollars.
By the way,
I'm missing out on seeing my fans. I wanted to see them. I don't want to.
It's not dramatic, dude. Bowel issues are, like those will derail your entire week.
He goes, can you take a suppository? I go, Doc, last time I took a suppository, I fell off the toilet. He goes, oh God, don't do it. He goes, you're right. You can't strain. You could pop another one. He didn't say pop. He said it clinically.
Wait, so you're not going to take just a suppository after
it doesn't, it didn't, when I tried, that's when I did, that's the passing out. That was what happened. It was me. It wasn't working because it was so hard. Sorry, guys.
You were putting
not to give out boners. This is a boner warning. If you're with your wives, maybe have them leave the room. We know you're about to get really hard.
Can I ask you something? How did you administer the suppository, and were you doing it in just a really savage way that you caused yourself to pass out?
No. It wasn't the insertion. It was inserting it and then it didn't work. It didn't break it up enough.
Yeah.
Because I think it might have been like Esther's head size. Like it was like, it was like ass birth. It was crazy. And I needed an episiotomy and it was not coming. And I was just, and then it popped, it ruptured the cyst. And then they thought it was appendicitis. I was in the hospital for 8 hours.
Oh Lord, Amy.
And we had a good time. I always have a good time, so it was fine. But then, so then I called the doctor yesterday. I go, look, I got it. Todd was like, I'm booking you a colon. What do you call them?
Colonic.
Colonic. He's like, I'm booking you a colonic. And I was like, well, I don't want it to rupture another thing. So I called the doctor. He goes, you can get one. I go, thank you so much.
Did you do it yet?
I did it yesterday. I have another one today, which I don't think you're supposed to get two, but this is.
Can you wait? Tell us everything about it.
I can't wait to tell you about it. So you go in, she's got sage. She's making it real chill for you. And she went in. Todd filmed the whole thing. Todd came with me. There is possible content coming, but I have to review it to see if it's too disgusting. We may have to pixelate out some things. But so you go in, and I was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was insane. I was just crying all day. I couldn't walk. So they flip you on your side and then they insert this tube into your ass and then they flip you back. And then she like massages your stomach and it squirts the water up your asshole, fills you up and you're like, she's like, once it's like too uncomfortable, let me know. And then they release it. And then you see like little flakes coming out and different coloring and stuff. She's like, when she put it in, she goes, oh, I can feel it's in there. There was like a turd. There's a turd.
Do you have a friend named Esther in there?
And it was so painful, but I knew, she was like, this is going to work. You're probably going to have to come back again tomorrow. But so she shot out and things were coming out and would hurt and it was an hour. She was massaging. And then afterwards you go into the bathroom on the squatty potty and you get the rest out. And I gave birth and Todd was in there too.
Congrats.
And then you don't fart in front of Bobby. I've never taken a shit alone in 3 years. But then he couldn't get out because there was a new client. So I had to
Wait, that's making me think of how whenever Dave comes near the bathroom and I'm going number 2, I always shout like, privacy, privacy. And he's like, this is why the door closes. You can always close the door.
Wait, nobody's ever closed the door in my household. My family, like open door, bathroom door policy.
Yeah. I mean, I do like having company when I poo, just not Bobby, just not my partner.
Yeah.
Because I think he has a poo fetish.
What?
He likes to inhale my fumes. Like
that's how Todd is. He's like, I want to see your mess. Todd likes all my messes.
But because he wants it so much, I just can't give it.
Wait, when you said Todd likes all your messes,
he wants to see everything.
Not your shit though, right?
I mean, he would like he's not like fetishly looking for it, but he would be like, he would take a look.
Would he wipe you?
Yes. He was like, I'll stick my finger up your ass. He kept telling me, and I like almost had him do it.
I'm leaving Dave for Todd.
You're leaving Todd for Dave?
I'm leaving you for Todd.
Like, wow, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
I'm so ignited.
Don't make me laugh. I'm going to pop a cyst. Do they go away eventually, these cysts?
I don't know. Why are you looking at me? Dr. Wong is at your disposal.
I know we have to get him on because I am giving such confusing information. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, hey, Dr. Wong, I'm sorry.
I've had ovarian cysts and I've had them where they rupture and it's very painful, or you just have them and then the doctor's like, we'll just check and then they're gone later.
Oh, okay.
Like they kind of just go away on their own. So for the most part.
Sometimes they'll even discharge you and be like, it was probably a cyst.
That's what happened.
They give you Demerol back in the day.
Have you guys ever squeezed a shit outside? You're like that's how I've been for a week.
You probably,
so
well, Yeah, because you
I was like-
probably vagaled out is what happened. Your vagal nerve is very, yeah.
It's still
Also-
up there though. My asshole didn't pop out. It's still up there, guys.
General
no
life
rosebud.
advice as a person who leans towards constipation, you should really get out of the habit of pushing hard. Like, if it's not happening,
Don't
you gotta
push.
just move on.
Yeah.
with
That is
your
my
day.
policy, no pushing.
Yeah.
It really, when I started getting
We're
like,
teaching
That's what
Amy
she
how to
told me.
shit.
That's what she told me with the tube up my ass too. She was like, "Don't push. You're gonna have the urge." I'm like, this feels like Lamaze class. Like everything was so birth like.
it's basically the same thing,
Yes.
right?
It's
Wait.
not. And I just want to say too, sort of unrelated, but I watched you guys on H3H3 and I appreciated that Bobby talked about like the way that women were treated at the Comedy Store like 10 years ago, and it made me realize why, because I'm always like, why do I feel so connected to Bobby? Why am I so like undying, like just so loyal and loving towards him? And I kind of put it together in that moment that when I showed up 13 years ago, every single older man there either
I'm just thinking about how old they are. They're just elderly. Some elderly.
either absolutely just didn't look at me,
Right.
Like I just didn't exist, or like said something creepy and like sexual to me.
Or elderly mouth kissed you.
No, that still happens.
It's so funny.
I get kissed every night on stage. But Bobby literally invited me to Denny's with the guys and treated me like a young comedian and like
Did he make you
teased
pay?
me.
Wouldn't that have been
No.
funny? She's got it.
He would just like, I just felt like I was in a club when Bobby was there and would take me out. And I am like, oh my God, like he made me feel included when no other man there did. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
like amazing that he did that for me. I don't know. I'm just like, I think it's cool.
And generally, I'm just really proud of the fact that something similar to what you said, which is like, he's 50. He's like, I'm 50. I'm no longer gonna be bullied by. He's like, I've been around this fucking business for so long and I'm still getting this.
People
Yeah.
like
It's
to
like-
work with Bobby. He's respected. He has a great reputation.
He's lovely. He's
Yeah.
just the most lovable human being.
I think it's important to, sorry to interrupt you, but for the first
kind
time,
of-
I'm sorry to apologize for the first time ever. But I think to learn from how we saw this other person handling this, it's like a really good time for us to really, really, really realize that our people are going to be our people and understand us and the other ones are not. And that we cannot take the criticism to heart because we just watched someone make a whole huge thing out of doing that.
Right.
And haters gonna hate, you know, but
They're
I
also
think
I
that
appreciate-
projecting onto you.
it's just
and-
But I appreciate you girls so much because you were aware of, to an extent, of the situation with Bobby and I. And there was just no judgment.
No.
You were like,
You kidding?
yeah, you guys, love each other. You do what you have to do to make it work. You're going through a difficult time. And I really just want to say, like, thank you for not being like assholes or just being supportive. Just be like, hey, your love is your love. Your rules are your rules. And I don't know, like
And-
from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say, like, thank you for just being like always having my
duh,
back.
girl.
I appreciate you saying that, and I mean this in the best way possible. I just don't care.
Right.
Why would I? I'm like, I love Bobby. I love Khalyla. They're both like in my life forever. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
that. I don't care. I
Yeah.
just don't. It's boring to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
I masturbate to it, but I masturbate to different scenarios. Whatever you give me, I like.
Pete, I see green bananas coming my way.
There weren't right ones.
These are the ripest ones. They're like a little brown too.
He was looking at the bananas
know.
like this. He was like, thank you.
Did you bruise them a little on the bottom to kind of
Thank
soften them
you.
up?
wait, did you guys know that Carlos has COVID? That's why he's not here. Should we call him during the banana?
Yeah.
Where do you get it from?
Hi, calling you live from the banana break.
Oh, hey
Show us
guys.
your COVID.
Are you? It's only on phone.
Sounds like you're out. Are you out with COVID, you motherfucker?
What's going
No,
on?
I did go out with COVID.
What? Carlos, don't advertise
COVID's not
that.
a person you can date. It's not a guy.
I wore a mask. I needed to buy weed.
Don't smoke it, ding dong. Eat it.
Are you smoking?
And vaping.
Oh, don't brag. And vaping.
But
He's a forever
I
teen.
got the antibodies yesterday, so I'm like, I feel like I'm
You're
okay.
so rich.
Do you feel a little
Even
better?
Rogan couldn't get me those.
Do you feel better?
I feel a little better. Yesterday was horrible, and today I just feel super weak, but I'm trying to get high and just chill.
How do you think you got it?
How do you feel like
It's
that's different from your
Saturday
normal
night in
life?
Hollywood.
Saturday night?
What clubs? Any naked people dancing?
Wait,
No naked people.
Was it West
When
Hollywood?
we did your Netflix as a joke or festival show, Esther.
I was thinking that this would be, because you tested positive yesterday, that would be too soon, that maybe you got it from bad friends and friends.
I actually think that's when it was.
Oh.
But who
You
knew?
I feel like you wanted to be bad friends and not your show.
Yeah, I that's correct. This is a marketing ploy.
Pin it on Andres.
Does Andres
way.
have it?
It was fancy.
It was your show, Fancy.
We call him Fancy C now. Fancy COVID.
Our show was COVID-free completely.
They turned away so much COVID.
We'll see. Maybe we find out from someone in the green room that night. But anyways, we just wanted to say hi and make sure that you're okay. And can you bring us better bananas in 5 minutes?
The bananas, we would rather get
What
COVID.
happened? They weren't from Air One?
No.
They don't even have a label on them. These are brandless.
Ugh.
Okay, well, feel better, Carlos.
Love you, Carlos. Miss
All
you.
right, thank you.
Feel
Bye,
better.
guys.
You
Go to
miss a lot
Erewhon.
of
Get some
tea.
soup from Erewhon.
Bye.
Mm.
Bye.
Erewhon soup. What a controversial issue.
Why?
It's
It's
so
the most
good.
delicious. That's all I'm eating.
I
right now
really
'cause I
tried.
can't
They
get
have
solids.
split pea and mint that I
Oh,
just...
it's my favorite.
How?
I love it so much.
Because I was like, who likes
Oh,
this?
it's my favorite. I love it
Whoa.
so much. It's so delicious.
I
I
guess I
really
have to be the
tried. I tried 3
tiebreaker.
different times. So I'm like, okay, this is a complex combo. I'm really trying
Well,
to
it's
get
okay if you
there.
don't like it. You could just move on.
No, because I just think that there are very few things I dislike. I pride myself in being able to eat it all. And this was one where I was like,
Oh, I
I
love that
just
soup. They haven't
don't-
had it in a while.
and I love soups.
You better not have complained too much, bitch, when they got it taken off the menu. I haven't seen it in months.
By the way, there's a new Erewhon right by my spot. So
Have you guys ever gone on like a California road trip and seen that big sign that's like, stop here for the world's
It's-
best split pea
it's on
soup?
the way to it's kind of
Solvang?
close to Harris Ranch. It's close to when you drive on the 5 to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's Anderson's.
Pea soup,
Anderson's
pea soup
yeah.
Anderson's.
Yeah,
I
pea
Yeah,
soup,
is it like I stopped?
Yeah.
And
Of course. For
I
pea
liked
soup,
it.
the elderly woman stopped.
I
I
have
liked
to.
it too, but I was kind of like, why is this a thing?
It's not.
Well, they just named it that. No one named the world famous comedy store the world famous comedy store except the owners of the comedy store.
right.
Are you saying why
Everyone
is pea
just says
soup a
that.
thing?
why is pea soup a roadside attraction in California?
Just saying it's the best.
Because
Everyone
it's
loves
people
that.
like you who would stop and
We
get
should have
it.
named this the best podcast.
That's very George Kimmel, by the way.
Yes.
His Twitter handle is voted best tweets.
By who?
That's so lame.
I'm a soup girl. I'll take any soup.
Pea soup is fucking good.
What's your favorite soup?
I really you want to get down?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go there? A pureed
Oh.
broccoli,
Oh,
creamy but dairy free.
how could this keep you constipated?
Just a thick, creamy, but knowing that it has a veggie in it.
Broccoli,
pureed.
fake cheddar.
Yeah.
When you
something
eat
like
us
that.
out, do you want us to put like a carrot in there?
Oh my god. What's your guys' favorite soup?
I'm OG chicken noodle soup, but I love to explore and expand.
Oh, also lima bean.
Lima beans is great. Any bean soup is great.
With like bacon.
How are you constipated?
I don't know.
I like most soups. Matzo ball soup. My girl.
Hey girl, we got
My
you.
23andMe is making me more Jewish by the
I
the
do
day,
like
though.
matzo ball.
I'm
Oh,
at
sweet and sour
23%.
cabbage. Ugh.
My favorite soup is it's called lugao. It's like just a rice porridge, but it's kind of like arroz caldo.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, with chicken and
Yes,
ginger.
that's my favorite. Todd's mom makes it. It's so good.
It's really
how
good.
can
I love
I get
pho.
that? Where can
also,
I try
I'll make you
hot
some.
pot. Can we go get hot pot?
Hot pot's the best.
Hot
yeah.
pot's so good.
Yeah, we should go. There's good places.
It's so
Taiwanese
good.
hot pot.
You're a vegetarian or no?
Yeah, it's like this. It's and there's like a little boiled egg there. It's very
That's
comforting.
my favorite. Yes.
Yes, it's
I
very,
forgot.
very
That's
good.
my favorite. Also, egg drop soup. I mean, really.
Oh
Also
my
Miso
god, hot
soup.
and sour soup.
so
Hot and
good.
sour.
You guys,
good.
I need to
Or
go.
even just a very simple miso.
I'll tell you, my least favorite wonton soup. I'll eat it, but for some reason, it just never hits me right. I wish I got a different one.
Are we a clam chowder?
Of
No.
course,
No.
but I've been lactose intolerant too long to fuck with that.
I'm not there yet. I haven't turned lactose intolerant yet.
I turned unlactose intolerant.
Oxtail soup. Ooh, like pho and stuff like that. Obviously, very good.
Ooh,
Let's go get soup.
I'm
the only thing I can
so
eat right
ready.
now.
Is
I'm
soup-
getting my ass sucked out again at 4.
You lucky whore.
There was more in there. She goes, "You need to come back." I go, "I know."
Sucked out.
It was amazing.
Twins. You have twins.
I wish you could have seen Todd. Like, Todd went through it. I have the best boyfriend.
Dude, Todd's the MVP.
Laughing so hard.
We
Why
should
do
knight
I-
him.
Why do I feel like the funniest thing possible is for you to call us 2 hours later, like Todd is missing.
He dove into the toilet to chase the turd. He's like, "Fuck! I put her engagement ring in there."
Dude, we should really pitch him to be knighted.
We should. And also, if there's any diamond places that want to give us a free ring,
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this. Wait a second. I think that choosing
though I
a
picked one I
diamond for a
like.
woman shouldn't be a solo
no.
job.
We went and looked. We looked at, and he literally the first one he picked. I went, "I'm so glad I'm here." I would have been. He knows I'm going to be mad at him if I'm not involved.
Okay, so that's a very delicate situation. Like, guys are not meant to know what jewelry we like, right? Like, did Dave, what kind of ring did you get from Dave? And did he
Recycled.
Who did he get input from?
He well, keep in mind it was
Demanded.
We were together for 6 years before he proposed, and I
What year was the
asked-
ultimatum?
I asked for it like 6 months in.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yes.
but he had like a family diamond, and then I just said it was a loose diamond. I was like, I just want like as plain.
It's so beautiful. I love that.
it's
Is the
just
best case
nothing,
scenario.
like
Handed down
Yeah.
diamond.
So
I
it's
just
free.
everyone
Love it.
got fucking married before me. There was a ring that was supposed to be mine, but I gave it to my brother.
Really, that's
Aw.
nice of you.
He never thanked me, but it's okay. I always joke with his wife. I always go, "Oh, you can keep it."
Well, Annie, we want you to get the diamond you want.
I've been looking at them. It's my diamond tastes are more basic than I thought.
Explain.
Like, I really like a pear shape. I didn't realize I would like. I just like really cute. It's like a little teardrop. Like, we did see one that was really cute, but I don't know if I want like gold or silver, because I wear more gold, but silver I think looks better. I don't know.
I say you just platinum just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one metal where it's like it can take a lot of abuse. I just like things that I can destroy and then they won't be destroyed.
Oh,
I
like
think-
friendship. My diamond.
Destroy
platinum?
it, but it will never go anywhere.
It will never leave you.
The kind of the engagement ring that I have in my mind is a little bit like more complex. That's why I befriended Nick Potash
Yeah.
from Maui. He's an amazing jewelry
That's why?
designer. That's why.
Nick, we're being transparent here. Send us the
Send
fucking
us the jewelry,
We
Nick.
hung out. We had fun with you. We like you
We
now.
love you so much.
Nick brought us such good snacks that were so thoughtful. He was so cool.
Wait,
I
that
love
was
him. He's still a friend. Like this is why I love. I don't like. There aren't a lot of fans or people that I meet like after shows or whatnot that truly become like I become bonded to
Yeah.
and real good friends with. But when they do, when it happens, it is like a lifelong friendship. I feel that way about this girl named Dorothy, who was the first girl to ever come to. We had a live show Tiger Belly did. There was like 20 people, and she was one of them. And she was a huge fan of you, Esther. She actually found us through you.
Oh my god.
And now she is somebody that I just adore.
Don't you wish you said J Wolf?
I was just gonna say I have a list. J Wolf, Jess,
I know you
Zach,
gave me some Jazz,
Sheriff
J Wolf,
Scabs,
Raymond,
Donut Power. Like I know. Like
Scanners. You pissed me off, but I'm telling you, Scanners. When I used to do my Patreon, I used to hang up on them. I used to get so mad. I'm like, I'm done with you guys. I'm gonna hang up on them.
But I just feel like there's this extra layer of like goodness in that friendship. Like even when how I
Yeah.
feel about like Nick and stuff. Like he's somebody that like
Kroll,
I genuinely
John Kroll.
But
One of my great fans texted me and said he hoped I was doing better. My friend Phil, he was so cool because I was getting because when my first fans were from when I did Opie and Anthony, so they were so mean because that was just like the culture, like they were just trying to get your attention that way. But Phil was nice. He was nice. Go Pack, Phil. And he I got him into Moon Tower. He came to Chelsea lately and got to watch my taping. Like, he's the man.
It's so much fun. Yeah, when it works,
so
like
cool.
when it's safe.
Yeah. And when it's not safe.
That you guys bringing up that guy though, Nick from Hawaii. I'll never forget the moment after we did that museum tour where he gave us all something. He gave me weed, and then I saw in the car ahead Annie saying, "Where's the weed?" And he pointed at me.
I couldn't believe it.
And Annie just
who doesn't smoke? She doesn't smoke weed.
She just looked at me like this. And I was like, I'm sorry. I've never been so scared and ready to give it up.
Good. I trained you well. It took 13 years to get this reaction. No, I knew you were going to smoke it. You didn't smoke then.
No, I know. I totally didn't.
But I was like, and if we're in separate cars, I'm like, I got no weed. Trust that it wasn't at you. It was my own addiction. I was like,
oh no, I loved it.
I was like, we have no weed. I go, Nick, where's the fucking weed? I started yelling at Nick. Where the fuck's the weed?
I think I am ready to smoke with you guys. I'm there.
I quit smoking weed, but I'll smoke with you
Oh
guys.
shit!
Too.
No,
I'll
I
do it
don't
again.
want to bring you back in.
No, I
it.
think I can not. I can do it again.
Sleepover.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
I just had to do it for the egg stuff.
The last 2 weeks have just been I'm so fucking exhausted, and I think it is at a point where I should pick up an addiction at this point.
Yes.
It's warranted.
Esther's like kissing my pussy. No.
Esther, remember when I first told you guys, or Bobby and I, like talked to you guys about or when you found out that we were in an open relationship, were you kind of like?
I just found out today.
Were you like kind of like, oh shit, can I get in there?
Okay, I actually have a theory that you think that, okay, because I remember texting you once randomly just being like, I'm super horny. and then I felt like,
I've never not had FOMO before except this moment. I just am so glad you never texted me that.
This was, and I remember being like, oh wait, like this is weird timing on my part. Like, does she think I was like asking for something? But
No, but you know what you did? You were like, me and Carlos then were like looking at different available sex workers, women that could potentially, that I could have,
Well, because there was a moment where you guys were gonna have a third, right?
Right.
You and Carlos?
Yes. Of course.
They were interviewing me for that role.
No, you guys.
I never care. I was just whatever you want. whatever you want in your life, I support.
I know.
Whatever makes you happy, I am supportive of. As long as it's not hurting anyone, and you're not. So
thank you so much for just continually being here week to week.
Hell yeah.
For loving us just as we are. For loving us in our most imperfect ways. For rallying behind us.
Yeah.
For defending us. Just overall, just being the fucking best slugs 3 girls could ask for. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
thanks, guys.